Morning, everybody. The dude from Skims here, www.harrysmooth.com. And in the news today, teacher might be fired over remark. In Brookfield, a math teacher is awaiting word on whether he will be fired for asking an overweight student if he ate his homework. Study confirms many of us go online for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Man gets 80 years for buying hot dogs with counterfeit money. Gun for crack. In Fredericksburg, a former Gordonsville police officer who traded his service revolver for crack cocaine was ordered Tuesday to serve 6 months in jail. Emerson L. Brown III, 37, pleaded guilty in June to felony embezzlement and a misdemeanor charge of filing a false police report. Brown, who had been assigned to a drug task force, disappeared for 3 days in October. Prosecutors say he concocted multiple explanations for the crime. Former Sheriff of the Year arrested and sent to jail named after him. Wonderful. School reports kiss between 12-year-olds as possible sex crime. In Fort Myers, Florida, a kiss between two 12-year-olds is under investigation by authorities. Deputies said they were called to Orange River Elementary School after a girl kissed one of her classmates during a physical education class last week. The school reported the incident as a possible sex crime, and the Department of Children and Families was called in. Investigators said the girl could be charged with battery if the boy did not consent to the kiss. Mobility scooter DUI charge. A man was arrested in Tiverton for allegedly driving a mobility scooter while under the influence of alcohol. Police were called last Thursday lunchtime following concerns the man had been driving the vehicle erratically through the town center. Patrolman Katie Jeffries from Tiverton Police said the man was identified on the town center's CCTV system. Police said a 64-year-old man from Tiverton had been arrested and charged for driving a mechanically propelled vehicle under the influence of alcohol. He is due to appear in court December 6th. Man jailed for blasting co-worker's rectum with air compressor. A carpenter's assistant blasted his partner blasted air up his friend's rectum, rupturing his large intestine because he was seeking a change that would break the monotony of hard work. In Asbury Park, police arrested 19 men who they say solicited an undercover officer, including one man who offered her $10 and a box of tasty cakes for sex. And moving right along. Boy, 9, suspended for reportedly calling teacher cute. A 9-year-old boy was suspended from school for 2 days for sexual harassment last week after he called his teacher cute. Chiquita Lockett of Gastonia, North Carolina, told WSOC-TV of Charlotte, North Carolina, which first reported the story, that her 9-year-old son, Emmanuel, shouldn't have been sent home from Brookside Elementary School. It's not like he went up to the woman and tried to grab her or touch her in a sexual way, Lockett told WSOC, so why would he be suspended for 2 days? The Gaston County School District said it could not discuss the incident beyond confirming that Emmanuel was suspended for inappropriate behavior after making inappropriate statements. Police. Wife tried to cut off husband's penis. Here we go, another bobbit. Police say 69-year-old woman from Palm Springs has been arrested after her husband reported that she tried to cut off his penis with a large pair of scissors. Palm Springs police said in a statement Sunday that Virginia Valdez was arrested on suspicion of mayhem, assault with a deadly weapon, and spousal abuse. Online jail records say she was released Sunday and is scheduled to appear in court next month. The couple has been married for 32 years, according to the Los Angeles Times. The 62-year-old's husband, whose name was not released, called police Saturday night when officers came to his house and said his wife had tried to cut off his penis with a large pair of scissors. In sports, A-Rod goes deep, Wang hurt. Oil change. A 45-year-old Amy Brasher was arrested in San Antonio, Texas, after a mechanic reported to police that 18 packages of marijuana were packed in the engine compartment of her car, which she had brought to the mechanic for an oil change. According to police, Brasher later said she didn't realize the mechanic would have to raise the hood to change the oil. Well, this smells odd. When a man attempted to siphon gasoline from a motorhome parked on a Seattle street, he got much more than he bargained for. Police arrived at the scene to find a man curled up next to a motorhome trying to steal gasoline, but plugged his hose into the motorhome sewage tank by mistake. The owner of the vehicle declined to press charges, saying it was the best laugh he'd ever had. A little gas never hurt anybody. A Dutch veterinarian was fined 600 guilders, that's about 240 American dollars, for causing a fire that destroyed a farm in Lichtenvoorde, Netherlands. The vet had been trying to convince the farmer that his cow was passing flatulent gas. To demonstrate, the vet ignited the gas, but the cow became a four-legged flamethrower and ran wild, setting fire to bales of hay. Damage to the farm was assessed at $80,000. The cow remained unharmed. Thanks for nothing. An ambulance was called for the aid of James Ritchie, 30, who was lying injured on the road outside Odell, Illinois. As it arrived on the scene, the ambulance skidded on the snow-covered roadway, struck and killed Ritchie. On other headlines, condom truck tips, spills load. Man attempting to walk around the world drowned today. Check it out. Drug possession defendant Christopher Johns, on trial in March in Pontiac, Michigan, said he was searched without a warrant. The prosecutor said the officer didn't need a warrant because a bulge in Christopher's jacket could have been a gun. Nonsense, said Christopher, who happened to be wearing the same jacket that day in court. He handed it over to the judge so the judge could see it. The judge discovered a packet of cocaine in the pocket and laughed so hard he required a 5-minute recess to compose himself. The perfect scam. In Australia, Australian police have been unable to recommend a prosecution for the following scam. A company takes out a newspaper advertisement claiming to be a supplier of imported hardcore pornographic videos. As their prices seem reasonable, people place orders and make payments via checks. After several weeks, the company writes back explaining that under the present law they are unable to supply the materials and do not wish to be prosecuted, so they return their customers' money in the form of a company check. However, due to the name of the company, few people present the check for cashing. The name of the company? Anal Sex and Fetish Perversion Company. That's a good scam. How does that work? R.C. Gatlin, 21, walked up to two patrol officers who were showing their squad car computer equipment to children in a Detroit neighborhood. When he asked how the system worked, the officers asked to use his ID for an example. Gatlin gave them his driver's license, they entered it into the computer, and moments later they arrested Gatlin because information on the screen showed that Gatlin was wanted on a 2-year armed robbery in St. Louis, Missouri. An auto mechanic received a repair order that read, "Check for a clunking sound when going around corners." Taking the car out for a test drive, he made a right turn, then moments later he heard a clunk. He then made a left turn, also heard a clunk. Back at the shop, he opened the car's trunk and soon discovered the problem. Promptly, he returned the repair order to the service manager with the notation, "Removed bowling ball from trunk." If you're chased by a dog when walking, jogging, or bicycling, stop, turn toward the dog, point, and firmly say, "No. Go home." Repeat as needed. This is effective even for dogs that do not speak English. Let's look at some wacky 911 calls. Now, this is true stuff here. A call came in a 911 emergency because two couples were going to share a hotel room and there weren't enough towels. A lady called 911 because of a fight going on in a parking lot. When asked to describe the combatants, she said, "I'll try. There's one man that's dressed like Elvis. He's kicking another man who's laying on the ground and screaming, 'You ain't nothing but a hound dog.'" A 13-year-old boy called to report he had stuff coming from his navel. Paramedics examined the boy. They found belly button lint. A man broke up with his girlfriend and wanted police to go by her house and report to him the owners of any cars other than hers in her driveway. A man called to report he had a roach stuck in his ear. A drunk called 911 to order a pizza. Looking at some actual newspaper headlines: sex education delayed, teachers request training. Plane too close to ground, crash probe told. Something went wrong in jet crash, experts say. Safety experts say school bus passengers should be belted. Survivor of Siamese twins joins parents. Drunk gets 9 months in violin case. New study of obesity looks for larger test group. Is there a ring of debris around Uranus? Panda mating fails, veterinarian takes over. Enraged cow injures farmer with axe. Miners refuse to work after death. If strike isn't settled quickly, it may last a while. Police begin campaign to run down jaywalkers. Typhoon rips through cemetery, hundreds dead. Juvenile court to try shooting defendant. Man minus ear waives hearing. Juvenile court to try shooting defendant. Astronaut takes blame for gas in spacecraft. Clinton wins on budget, but more lies ahead. Squad helps dog bite victim. Stolen painting found by tree. Killer sentenced to die for second time in 10 years. Steals clock, faces time. Local high school dropout cut in half. Chef throws his heart into helping feed the needy. And bank drive-in window blocked by board. And that's the way it is, ladies and gentlemen, on this Tuesday, December 6th, 2011. Harry Smooth, the dude from Skims. I'm out.